A young couple moves into their new house in New York. They both take pleasure in the early years of their marriage as they start over. They begin to work around the renovation and repair needs of their new home. While organizing the kitchen, Kate discovers a dead bird inside a cabinet and she goes outside to bury it. Matt speaks to her through the window. She becomes sidetracked and the bird vanishes. When Matt discovers something strange in the wall while discarding items that came with the house, he rips the wallpaper to make it easier to see. He finds a big door there with an odd keyhole. He searches among the heap of old items for the key and attempts to unlock the door with it. Matt slides it into the keyhole and calls Kate. The hallway's lights abruptly flicker as they jointly open the door. Matt phones the power station to report the issue. An electricity company operator shows up the next day to investigate the source of the surges. He was shocked to see how old and strangely entwined the cables were in the basement. Matt inquires as to whether there is anything he can do, and the operator replies that he has never seen anything like it. The operator informs Matt about the former owners of the house who were murdered before departing. He starts researching the stunning news as soon as he hears it. Matt discovers that Paul and Madeline Schaefer are the names of the deceased couple from an old news story. Additionally, the suspect is still unidentified and goes by the name John Doe. After consuming a full bottle of booze, he wished for a second bottle. He's stunned to see another bottle emerge as the lamp flickers. After looking into the bottle, Matt discovers that the room has the ability to fulfill wishes. The flickering lights in the living area disturb Kate, who proceeds upstairs to see how Matt is doing. She discovers him incredibly excited inside the room as the area is brimming with fresh items. Matt tells Kate that the room can fulfill every material wish while he proudly displays an original Van Gogh painting to her. Kate laughs it off, assuming it's just one of Matt's jokes, but she soon finds out her husband is being serious. To test his claims, she requests for $1,000. After searching the entire room, Matt finds the cash Kate had wished for. Despite her skepticism, she requests $1 million and they instantly become rich. But Kate leaves, thinking it's scary. Matt convinces her that they should enjoy themselves with it. The pair wishes away their lives for the entire day. Matt and Kate are utterly content as they smother themselves with luxury goods. When the evening comes to a conclusion, Kate wonders how the room fulfills their wants, but Matt reassures her that she need not worry. They have an endless amount of fun and luxury over the next few days. The basement's power source flickers every time they make a wish. They throw a party with gifts to celebrate their sudden prosperity. Unfortunately, the excitement didn't persist for very long. The next morning, Kate feels empty since nothing she owns can satisfy the emptiness inside of her. Later, upon entering the strange room again, Kate wishes impulsively for a child. When Matt finds out, he becomes enraged that she didn't ask him before expressing her desire for a child. They argue angrily and Kate claimed that she took a shortcut to motherhood. Kate says that they may be happy that way, free from the fear of miscarriage and the agony of childbirth. Rather than doing it herself, she gives the baby to Matt, who is unable to do it as well. He couldn't bring himself to wish the child away and gave him back to his Kate before turning to go. Finally, they both choose to retain the child, and they suddenly became parents. Matt notices his incomplete drawing of John Doe on his desk and looks up additional information about the incident that occurred decades ago. He finds out that the alleged murderer is still alive and residing in a mental health facility. John Doe claims in another news that was stored that the room forced him to do it. Shortly after, Matt makes his way to the mental health facility to speak with John and inquire about the room. On his arrival, a nurse informs him that the only people who have seen John in 45 years are press reporters, so Matt decides to be one. At last, Matt confronts John, who is considerably older, and begin asking him questions concerning the house, particularly the strange room. John informs Matt that he has been waiting for this moment for a very long time while wearing a deceitful smile. John responds that it was the only option when Matt questions him about why he killed the Schaefers. Instead of addressing the matter, John tells Matt to leave the house before it's too late. He cautions him to act quickly. John concludes by saying that the only thing more dangerous than a person who can't get what they want is the person who gets whatever they want. When Matt stops at a petrol station on his way home, he is shocked to see that his money turns to dust. He runs home in a hurry to see if things will work out the same and discards the remaining cash in the room. Subsequently, he attempts to carry the Van Gogh artwork to the door, proving the claim that they should not take anything outdoors lest it become dust. Matt smashes the walls out of fury in an attempt to unravel the secret of the room, but to no avail. All he sees are tangled bundles of wires that are too hard to trace. After tearing off a piece of wallpaper, Matt finds a chart of the house that shows where the wires are connected. Kate tries to take the baby outside, but Matt stops her and tells her it's not safe. He keeps the true reason behind the decision not to take the child outside from his wife. Shortly afterward, the child lets out an involuntary cry, apparently due to discomfort. After hearing it, Matt reconsiders assisting Kate and the child, but he ultimately steps in to help them. The infant magically grows into a small child outside in a couple of seconds. Looking at the grown boy, the couple was astounded by what they saw when they returned inside the house. Later on in the day, Matt discloses that they can have anything they want from the room, provided they couldn't take it outside. If they do, the object ages and becomes dust. In response, Kate says that a baby is not a thing and expresses her inability to accept that she cannot take their kid outside. She calls the boy she says is her son, Shane, after she grows to love him. Kate homeschools Shane for a few days, telling him that he can't go outside due to the harmful germs. One day, when Kate is teaching him to read, Shane gets impatient and throws a fit. Shane has never known what it's like to be outside. All he has ever known are the walls of the house he is unable to leave. Later, after receiving a delivery outside, Kate starts locking the door each time she enters and exits. She hands the package over to Matt, who placed the order, and opens a brand new firearm. Sadly, Kate completely forgets about it and leaves the front door unlocked. While playing the piano, Shane quietly approached the front door and opens it without being noticed. He stretched out his hand to feel the cool breeze, incredibly curious about the outdoors. Kate realizes it all of a sudden and furiously runs to her son. She gives Shane a hug, happy he's safe and undamaged. To keep Shane from slinking out, the couple chooses to cover every window with wooden planks. Kate wakes up that night to find Shane by her bed, asking if he might share her bed. Kate hugs him tighter when he tells his mother he wants to be with her forever. Her remarks, though, don't seem to calm Shane down because he still appears anxious. Matt spends the following few days honing his shooting skills with his just-acquired firearm. When he returns home, he finds Shane fiddling with a snow globe inside his art studio. He gives Shane strict instructions to go right away, which makes him drop his snow globe. Matt has been chilly towards Shane and hasn't acknowledged him as his son up to this point. As Shane explores the house at dusk, he finds a chart that points to the basement. After discovering the large power source with the tangled lines, he eventually finds himself in the room. The lights in the house flicker all through the night, but Matt and Kate are completely unaware of it. Matt awakens to find the broken snow globe far off and a brand new one next to him. When he noticed the lights flickering, he swiftly wakes his wife since he knows what's causing it. When the couple walks into the room, they are shocked to see that Shane has created an outdoor space inside. Shane likes to construct snowmen in the spacious forest that used to be the room with four corners. Kate joins in on her son's fun, totally engrossed in the universe he has made for himself. However, Matt becomes furious and pulls Shane in by the arm. After the incident, the couple quarrels over whether or not to let Shane play in the room. Kate disagrees with Matt's insistence that it is risky. The phone rings as they quarrel and Shane picks it even though he isn't supposed to be talking to anybody. When Matt takes the phone away from the boy, John surprises him by calling and revealing that the pair had wanted a boy. Kate overhears their entire chat from the kitchen by listening in on them on a different phone. John explains that in order for Shane to be allowed to leave the house unhindered, the ultimate sacrifice of a life must be made. Shane can grow older and become like everyone else if Kate passes away. Unexpectedly, John admits on the phone that the room also gave him as a child. John's mother murdered his father before making him kill her as a teenager in order to set himself free. Then he gives Matt the choice of either killing Shane and saving Kate or killing Kate and saving Shane. Matt worries as Kate leaves the house after hearing the discussion. She makes an attempt to wreck the car, but she is unable to do it. Matt behaves erratically and even damages his studio while in the house with Shane. Soon after, he quickly makes dinner for himself and Shane and they sit opposite each other in the dining room. The inquisitive child continues asking him questions, and Matt becomes increasingly irritated and loses his composure. He informs Shane that he is not a genuine boy and that his parents do not exist. Matt takes Shane to the front door, but the boy flees upstairs in fright. Matt apologizes for his actions in Shane's room after realizing that he assaulted him. After asking Matt to read to him, the youngster falls asleep next to him. When Kate gets home, still feeling depressed, she sees Matt and Shane sleeping next to each other and felt at ease. Later on in the evening, Shane witnesses the pair having a private moment. As soon as they nods off, he takes the front door key. The next day, Matt and Kate finds out that Shane has gone outside after they saw the front door open. They are shocked to discover that, while having a child's behavior, Shane has aged. He holds his parents at gunpoint and acts like a grown guy. When Kate finally calms him down, Matt lunges at Shane, and they brawl. They knocked Kate to the ground by the altercation and she gradually goes unconscious. Shortly after, Kate awakens to find Matt telling her that Shane had been shot mistakenly and had passed away. Kate is devastated and can't even begin to process Shane's passing. She walks outside and starts crying. Matt consoled and carried her back into the house, where she carries on with her grieving. When the actual Matt awakens in the room where the altercation occurred, he searches the house for his wife. However, in his fear, he sees flickering lights and comes to believe that Kate and Shane, who has assumed the form of Matt, are inside. Kate is still unaware that Shane, not Matt, is the one standing in front of her. Matt attempts with all his might to get through all the wires and smash through the wall to enter the room. When he eventually arrives to the room, it has transformed into a verdant forest. It becomes clear that Shane expanded the outdoor space and replicated the house using the room. He assumed the form of Matt in order to kidnap Kate and assault her sexually within the replicated house. Matt sprints through the woods, determined to get his wife back, and eventually reaches the copied house. He enters just as Shane is forcing himself on Kate. Shane gets up to be ready for another battle after hearing Matt break in. Kate immediately stands up and walked away. Across the corridor she notices two different Matts. Given how similar the two are, her current situation is incomparable. One of them reaches out to hold her hand, but she pushes him away when he hears her yell Shane's name. After tumbling down the steps, Shane loses consciousness and changes into his true self. Shane keeps hoping that Matt and Kate are stuck in the room, so they are unable to leave. Matt gives up and considers an escape route after making numerous attempts and reaching the same location. Shane approaches Matt and fatally stabs him when the couple confronts him at the door. After that, he consoles Kate but comes to the realization that they are merely copies of the actual one. Matt and Kate dash through the woods to escape the room as Shane, who has become more irrationally hostile, pursues them. Shane confronts Matt at the real house, but he is dragged outside with him. Shane rushes back to the door, realizing that it will cost him his life, but Kate shuts it before he gets in. Shane yells, "Mommy," as Kate looks at him as he grows older. He moves slowly as his body deteriorates and finally becomes dust. Kate still sobs over his body despite his flaws because she spent a lot of time raising him as her child. The pair, having experienced a traumatic day, is clinging to one another.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.